Assalamu alaikum everybody, Azul Flawin, Esraa Warda here with you today again for the Beat of the Boroughs NYC online program on the occasion of the release of Rhythmology CD Learn North African Rhythms, and today we're going to be learning Algerian Chaoui dance. So Algeria is in North Africa on the Mediterranean coast. It is the largest country in Africa, but a lot of people don't know a lot of folk traditions and popular music from Algeria. My last class that I did here for this program was Algerian Rai Jazairi. Today we're focusing on a more folk dance, a more traditional dance from the Chaoui region of eastern Algeria. So in North Africa, generally from Morocco all the way to Egypt, there are the original inhabitants, the indigenous people of North Africa are referred to Amazigh people, or in plural, Imaziren. The word Amazigh is a self-proclaimed word in the North African community, in the indigenous community, to move away from the word Berber. You might have heard the word Berber, which actually derives from the word barbarian. So Amazigh actually means free person, free man, free woman, and it's a way to reclaim our identity again as indigenous North Africans. So what is Chaoui dance? Chaoui dance refers to the dance from the Chaoui people that live in and around the Ores mountain in eastern Algeria. Chaoui is one group of the Amazigh people, or also in plural referred to as Imaziren, people of North Africa. These are the indigenous and original inhabitants of North Africa, ranging all the way from Morocco all the way to the Siwa oasis in Egypt. So there are many groups, many different ethnic groups in Algeria alone. There's Chinois, there's Kabyle, there's Mzabi, there's Tuareg. So today we're focusing just on one dance tradition, the Chaoui dance tradition from eastern Algeria. And what's really special about this dance is that it uses a kind of an interesting muscle isolation, which is lifting the belly, and we're going to learn that today, along with some fundamental footwork. So if you haven't discovered Rhythmology CD project yet, me and my colleague Salim Beltitane, who lives based in Paris, France, have created Rhythmology Learn North African Rhythm CD and project for those who want to learn more about rhythms across Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya. It has over 18 plus rhythms designed as an educational tool for people to practice music, to practice drumming, dancing, and also just to become a more rhythmically conscious individual. We're going to actually be using the Chaoui loop from the Rhythmology CD. So here's a perfect example of how you can practice on the loops on the CD. So check it out. Below in the description. I never thought I'd be one of those people, but leave this in here. Check in the description below for how to learn everything. You can check it out at rhythmologycd.com. It's a great resource for learning how to dance, learning how to play drums, and just connecting with rhythm and understanding, being more rhythmically intelligent. Where is the Chaoui dance performed? So today we're going to be learning Chaoui dance in a social context, the way you'd be dancing Chaoui probably at like a wedding or a social engagement. Chaoui dance has a lot of symbolism around maternity, around fertility, around this divine nature symbolism. And although women are usually the people who dance this style the most, there are men who sometimes like to dance in this style as well. Chaoui dance, there are certain rituals such as rahaba. Rahaba is a certain ritual that happens between men and women in which they dance in lines and formations. There's also Abdawi dance, in which people, two women are dancing together. Usually all of these happen during the spring harvest. So the symbolism of the belly and also being really grounded on the feet and knees are all connected with, nature, symbolism, spring, and, kind of like rebirth, right? Kind of the blossoming. And also cherishing the women's body, the belly, and, the belly for a lot of people represents represents nourishment, right? Represents motherhood, represents all these things. It doesn't have to mean that to you, but for a lot of, historically in the Chaoui community, this is what that means. So, but anybody and people of all genders can come join in and learn some Chaoui dance with us today. So now we're going to practice that fundamental Chaoui footwork with a common Chaoui pattern, a bendir pattern that you can find on Rhythmology CD. Make sure that we're going to hear doof ba doof ba ba doof ba doof ba doof ba doof ba ba. On that boof, on that doom, that's where we're having that accented foot. Boom ba boom ba ba boom ba boom ba ba. Yes? So on that bass sound, the doof, that's when we're accenting with our right foot. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to step forward 4 times, right? And then we're going to step with a dominant, starting with our right and then dropping a little bit with the left. So step with the right, drop with the left. Step, drop, step, drop. And then we're going to bring it back again. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So again, forward, 4 forward, 4 back. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This drop on that knee, it doesn't need to be a huge accent. Well, all we're doing is just letting our weight naturally just drop on this foot. And once we hear the bendir pattern on the rhythmology loop, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's marking those in between beats. So again, let's do it together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Make sure you're heavy on the ground. We want to keep our feet heavy, our knees heavy. The second thing we're going to practice is we're going to just start diagonally. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're starting first with the foot right in front of your back foot. So the right is in front of the left. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Think of yourself swinging. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then last, we're going to bring that around, the same kind of movement in a circle. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So actually, the count is actually kind of with the ends in between. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. So those are the 3 basic foot patterns we're going to do. So you can rewind if you need to review that for a second. 5, 6, 7, 8. So how now do we include this with the way we're gonna lift our belly up? So first, we want to think about the mechanism of the belly. So as you can see, I put a scarf on my actual belly. You could use just a fashion scarf, anything. It's a little different for everybody, but I usually say right above the belly button. But the kind of trick is that you want to get it not too low on your belly. You want to just have the bottom part of your belly be out, right? You want to have like this little nugget come out at the bottom. But you also don't want it too high. So you want just to leave about 20% of your lower belly out. And then you'll get to figure out what feels comfortable for you for doing that. So the mechanisms we're going to use are three part. First, we're lifting this pelvis, right? We're lifting the pelvis. We're lifting the pelvis by also tucking in our butt. Essentially, can we say butt on this channel?
No. Please. We have an intern here.
Please keep this. So, you know, you're lifting your pelvis by the assistance of squeezing your butt, and then we're also, so the first mechanism is pelvis. The second mechanism is your lower back. So it's kind of as if you're preparing, you're arching your back a little bit, your lower back. And the last thing is a drop. So I relax. So lower back, arch, tuck in, squeeze, and then relax. So again, arch the back just slightly, tuck in with the squeeze, and then relax. So that's three parts. Back, squeeze, relax. Back, squeeze, relax. Arch, squeeze, relax. So you can keep, you can also rewind that and keep practicing that as well. So that's three parts. Back, squeeze, relax. Back, squeeze, relax. Arch, squeeze, relax. So you can keep, you can also rewind that and keep practicing that as well. So that's three parts. Back, squeeze, relax. Back, squeeze, relax. All right, so now let's integrate the belly isolation with the footwork we just did and coordinate some handwork in there too. So before we put on again the Chaoui loop from Rhythmology, the belly lift, generally for this beginner level, we're gonna imagine that your belly is gonna lift up when your foot goes down. I know it feels kind of like counterproductive, but essentially when I bring my right foot down, this is going up. So up. This is the mechanism. Up, up, up. So my right foot, we're always gonna start with the right foot. Up. Up, right? So I'm opening, lower back. I tuck on the step down, and then release when I lift back up again. So essentially, when my foot is on the floor, I should be lifted in the belly. There are other ways to also then Chaoui where people do the opposite, but for today, for the basics, we're gonna lift on the step down. So for this 4 forward, 4 back. So again, remember we're lifting on the right, on the doom. So boom pa, boom para, boom pa, boom para, boom pa, boom para, boom pa, boom para. Our hands, we're kind of gonna make almost a triangle. Not like an Illuminati. People don't think you're an Illuminati or something, but you know, you don't have to make a triangle. You just kind of keeping it in this way, like 5 in your eye kind of thing, right? So we're gonna just bring it out. Don't forget, we're also dropping a little bit, dropping our left, you know, we're dropping our weight on our left foot, lifting on the step of the right foot, lifting the belly on the step of the right foot, and also keeping our hands here with, you know, flowy and relaxed. So again, 4 forward, 4 back with the belly lift. Let's go. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and stop. Facing you. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and back and. So for the in and out, same concept. Our accent foot, we lift the belly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here are our hands. We're going to feel kind of somewhat of like an airplane. Ah, 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 ah. I don't know if it feels like an airplane. Let's try that again. It's not very airplane. This is more airplane. So to do now the belly lift with the side to side step, same concept. When the right foot goes down, we lift the belly up, right, in this way. So remember, we're going in and out. The hands. So let's do it again, 8 counts, starting with in first, your foot in first. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep in mind that all your weight should be on the left foot. So this should be free to move around more fluidly. And then in the circle, the same exact concept. The right foot, the accent on the right foot is when you're having a lift on the belly. So again, pretend when I'm going to be wearing my milhfa, my traditional Chaoui gown. I'm going to be wearing my top in a second. But if you don't have a top, you can always use a scarf and like tuck it into your shirt. And I'll demonstrate that a little later. If you don't have anything, just pretend that you're holding on to a large rectangular scarf from the bottom corners. And pretend as if you're swaying it this way. Now to go around in a circle, again, same thing. We're lifting on that step. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. So our hands are almost going to be swaying, right? I want you to pretend as if you're holding a scarf at the corners, right? Because that's how we dance with the milhfa, the traditional Chaoui dress. The top that I'm going to be wearing in a bit, right? So we're doing and this is the mechanism. It's very easy. Your foot goes in, your hands sway in. Your foot goes out, your hand sways out. It's simple. So stepping down, belly up. Step down, belly up, step down, belly up. Hands are going this way. So let's do it one last time. 8 times in a circle. 5, 6, pretend you're holding a scarf at the corners. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and stop. Now we're going to do all that. Last thing, we're going to do the footwork plus the belly, plus if you have a milhfa, wear it at home. If not, you can bring a long rectangular scarf and just tuck it into your shirt. Yes. Let me get my top. And that's it. This will be the last thing. Now we're going to practice putting all that together. The belly isolation and the 3 footwork patterns. If you have a milhfa, wear it. Maybe you don't. I think what helps also is wearing a long maxi skirt. And also if you can find a scarf, a long rectangular scarf, you can also tuck it into your shirt. And it helps emulate wearing a milhfa, a traditional Chaoui dress. So we're going to put on that pattern. Don't forget, we're going 4 forward, 4 back, 8 times. This way, bringing that foot in and out, and then also going around in a circle 8 times. Don't forget the foot. the belly, and the hands. Also, just because the top of the milhfa or the scarf is covering your belly doesn't mean I'm not watching you. It means that you still have to bounce the kirsh, bounce the belly. Even if it's covered, you still need to do it anyway. Right. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to do it facing you. 5, 6, 7, 8. So thank you so much for joining me today for the Beat of the Boroughs NYC online program. If you're interested in learning more about North African rhythms, please check out me and Salim's project, Rhythmology CD, Learn North African Rhythms. It's available on rhythmologycd.com. So now we're going to have some time to have just some free dance. You can follow along with me, or you can mix and match your own sequence. We're just going to be using these 3 movement vocabulary steps: the front and back, the side to side, and the circle. Don't forget the belly goes up when the right foot goes down, and make sure we're stepping on that doom, that deep sound. Enjoyed having your time of practicing to dance to some Chaoui music. Thank you so much for joining me for this special episode. Thank you everybody at the Center for Traditional Music and Dance. Thank you everyone at Dancing Crane, the Georgian Dance Company. And of course, thank you all the viewers who are interested in learning about North African dance, about learning about North African indigenous culture. And definitely, this class is not meant to be a full in-depth lesson of Chaoui. It's a very fundamental lesson. If you want to learn more about Chaoui dance and you want to learn more about Chaoui culture, you can always sign up for classes with me at esrawarda.com and learn more in other different styles of North Africa as well. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed.